popcorn. Welcome
to
Mates.
Oh wait, is that one?
They.
Show.
No. Are we just a show?
Show.
Do we look like a show? Are we
the...
like the Steve Harvey show? No.
Well, that'd be kind of fun.
About Magic the Gathering Limited, where
we dive into the current limited formats
and have fun doing it.
And
the Packmates are a group of friendly card sharks.
That. Are we still doing it?
I didn't even know.
Andrew,
we started.
Andrew, you're letting us down.
Well, we started saying full sentences.
Well, you just put Packmates into 2 words.
I thought it was 2 words. I thought we were the sour Packmates.
It's one word.
Is it one word?
It is one word. Yeah, like it's not.
It's one word?
Packmates. It's Packmates.
It's Packmates.
Right?
Yeah. Packmates.
It's not Sarul. Packmates.
Yeah, Packmates is one word.
Yeah, Packmates.
Look it up.
Is one word.
It's like planetarium, right?
Planetarium's one word.
Planetarium. Yeah.
Planetarium.
He's just trolling.
I know. He's trying to troll.
I'm Roby, the resident turtle expert.
I'm Andrew, the resident mid-range control expert.
And I'm Ryan, the aggro expert.
And we are
the Packmates. This week we're talking about, we did like a fun little draft that they called War of the Spark Block, but it was, what were the sets actually called? Ravnica Allegiance, Return to Ravnica, and War of the Spark.
And War of the Spark, very good.
And Andrew's going to take us away with his deck tech.
Yeah. I had not drafted these sets at all. Like, I think I drafted maybe one of the Ravnica ones before. And that was about it. The one with Surveil was that Return to Ravnica. I
don't remember.
I don't know.
It was the first one.
Ravnica. Like,
Return to Ravnica.
It's not Return to Ravnica.
It was the first one we opened.
It's Guilds of Ravnica.
Guilds
Return to Ravnica is a different thing.
Oh, is that an older one?
Yep.
Oh, wow. We've returned to Ravnica a few times then.
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah. Good playing. Everybody loves it.
We're going back next year, too.
Are we really?
Murder Mystery theme is in Ravnica.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, so we did this block, and I was thinking, what the heck do I play? And then I saw a Tyrant score, and I said, yeah. Oh, not a Tyrant score. What was it? Where was he? Where are you? It was a Notion Rain or something like that. And I said, oh, that's cool. You're able to draw cards. And then I was like, oh, cool. Dimir Guildgates. Oh, my gosh. I've been drafting on Quick Draft this week, Dominar United. So I had it in my head that I had to do 5 colors immediately when I saw a dual land.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm just going to start picking. I'm just going to start picking up Guildgates like super early, and we'll figure it out. Because I realized that the second pack was enemy colored. So we had friendly colored, then enemy colored, and then it was like War of the Spark.
Yeah.
And so I said, oh, crap, I'm going to be in 3 colors. And I heard Table talk about, like, yeah, you should probably be in 3 colors.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe you guys are onto something. Because everybody was like hitting that nostalgia, like real hard, like straight to the veins of nostalgia. And I was like, oh man, like there were people getting like, ooh, I remember this card. It's so freaking good.
Yep.
And just like people were gloating like they were about to win this draft. I won this draft. I kept my mouth so shut that draft. I couldn't believe it. Like literally, someone was like, I didn't realize Andrew was even on this table. How quiet I was.
It's kind of like an advantage not knowing any of the set mechanics, right?
In its own way, right?
Yeah. Like I was just trying to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Like I knew my deck.
I drafted 9 removal spells in this deck.
Yeah.
And then I had a Gates sub theme with the gavel of the Guild Pact.
Yep. The gavel.
The gavel is stupid strong.
Yeah.
I had no idea. It was so good. I was like, oh, Vigilance Menace. And then it's like +6 because I had 6 Guild Gates in my deck.
In one of those sets, I don't remember which one, but the Gates deck was like one of the best decks.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Guilds of Ravnica. Yep.
Oh man.
It wasn't good in the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it from the old Ravnica days, like, or actually the second. Was it the second Ravnica with Dragon Maze, something like that? No, it was first Ravnica. Yeah, with the Guild Gates being just like always very strong, like you'd always want to draft them. and it really does smooth out the curve. So I knew I was going to go demure, and then slowly but surely I started drifting to, oh, cool, I got like a deputy of detention.
Yep.
And I said, oh my gosh, deputy detention. I remember that guy from Standard. He was hella good.
Yeah.
And so I said, I got to have this guy in my deck. And then so I immediately started looking for guild gates that were like had white and blue. And I was like, all right, good. And then I saw a grasping thrall, and I thought it was actually Basil Thrall. I think it was a Basil Thrall. It was from Ravnica, OG Ravnica, where Haunt was a thing. And I totally confused it with that. And I didn't even look at what it was. I was like, oh, I remember this is a flyer. It's this. It does this. I didn't even look at the stats. I just like, I remember this guy was hella good. And so I picked it. And yeah, it ended up being actually 3 colors. And splashing, I was splashing for status and stature. That's the putrefy on one side, and then it gives +1/+1/+1 and death touch on the other side, split card.
Yep, sick.
Yeah, and so I just built this really like kind of sick, like, okay, my dudes come in and do something. I've got everything was the 2-for-1 in my deck, solid removal, and some card draw. And I just kept it very basic.
Yep.
Didn't try to look at any keywords because you're not going to get any synergies because it's chaos. Not going to happen.
Yep.
Except for Guildgate synergy, because apparently that was throughout the 2.
Except for the first card he talked about.
Except for the first one. Yeah. That I mindfully drafted Guildgates for.
Yeah.
That was it. That was my only synergy.
But those are lands.
Yeah, they were just lands. They actually helped me cast my spells, so it was pretty good. Yeah. It was a really fun deck. It was super just like sit there and just kill everything and then play a 3/3 flyer, and that was probably good enough to win the game.
Yep.
And then gavel it up and you're good. Then you're just winning faster.
Yep, or coming back from an insurmountable.
Ooh, yeah, that guy was hella good. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Sunblade Angel, by the way. And it was like a last pick Sunblade Angel. I mean, it got to me maybe like 8th, 9th pick.
What does it do?
It is a 3/3 flyer for 6, 5 colorless, 1 white, flying, first strike, vigilance, lifelink. It's uncommon. And it holds a gavel like nobody's business.
Yeah, it does. It sure does. I can attest to that.
It could, you know, it really needed that keyword menace. I think that was the difference maker.
And not vigilance.
Oh, yeah, and the vigilance. Well,
let's
vigilance
just, did it already?
Yeah, okay. Vigilance.
Well, let's just tack them on.
Maybe +6/+0 is pretty good too.
Maybe. Maybe. Turns out lifelink matters sometimes.
It does matter. It did matter. I had this amazing game.
That card was so bad in the formats too.
Was it really?
Yes.
I didn't even know.
Which one?
The 3/3 first strike flying lifelink vigilance, dude.
Yeah.
Garbage.
It actually
Garbage?
was really bad.
Literal
Felt
garbage.
good.
Like it was actually unplayable.
Really?
Yeah.
It
was
felt pretty
terrible.
good. Felt good today.
Yeah.
Today was its day.
Yeah.
Every
I
card,
mean, it did get you out of a huge hole against me.
every dog has his day.
Yep.
Scarface.
Yep. Because it only had 3 power, and then that Jaya's 3 damage scry one, like
To
just
get
wrecks
like your
it.
6-drop blown up for 2 mana.
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, was it bad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That probably does feel bad.
It didn't
Yeah.
fit into the format very well.
It had a ton of keywords though, so like if you
It did, yeah.
suited it up and it didn't die,
My
obviously
opponents
somebody-
were every time I played it, they were like, "What does this do?" And it was just like, oh gosh.
think of a keyword. Yep.
The first
Does
strike
that.
was like super key in a lot of the games too, though.
Yeah.
Like they were like, the first strike too. Sheesh, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I had a good time. I didn't know what any of the cards did, and so I just kept it real.
Kept it real. Very nice. And how'd you end up?
3-0.
3-0. We had one good game. We had a good series.
We did have a good game. It was a really good game.
Yep.
The first game, got a little color screwed.
Yep.
I was playing 4 colors. It was bound to happen to me.
Yep.
Second game,
Good game.
good game. Very strong game. Very good comeback. It was going. I thought I was losing that game. Like straight up. I was like, my body language was like, I've just lost this game. And then somehow I crawled my way back.
Yeah, it was really close. And then the last game, I mulled the 5.
Yeah, the multiply was pretty rough, and my deck was just kind of in control the entire time. Although I'm hitting that amass token with the detention was pretty primo.
That brings us to a good point. Mass sucks in chaos drafts or anything similar because they're not coddled.
Yeah, they weren't protected.
Amass, yeah. I mean, it doesn't suck, but like, don't amass twice ever. Like, just like let your amassing die and then amass again.
Yeah.
You did that against me.
Yeah, which was insane, right? Like, it was super good against you.
Oh, was it?
I traded into it like an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I had
how
a.
did y'all do?
I did okay. I had a red white deck splashing green. I initially just really wanted to go Boros aggro because my first pick was what was it called? Stupid rare. Risk factor.
Risk factor.
2 in a red for an instant. Target opponent either takes 4 or lets you draw 3 cards.
It's like kind of bad, but kind of good.
Jumpstart.
It's like super dependent on like
if the 8 matters, right? Like if the 8 damage doesn't matter, it's garbage.
It was very good in like burn. If you were like really aggressive, like it's pretty good. There was a card like before it was predecessor. It was like inspired by that. It was Browbeat.
Yep.
And so it would do like the same thing as like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to take
though? Because I had like Jumpstart too, right?
Well, this one's like this one's like the next level of that because you get to do it twice.
Yeah, right.
Which is pretty good. 8 damage for 6 and a card is pretty good, and that's normally kind of what it does. I don't think people really did anybody let you draw the cards?
I never played it or drew it or saw it. So
that's funny.
So you didn't get to do anything?
No.
Oh.
Very fun. Roby was even milling me, and I was like, I hope he hits risk factor.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Fine. It's fine.
That was a bad strat.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, I'm gonna try to go Boros aggro. I got really sidetracked by cards like I remembered being sick in their formats.
Yeah.
And just because a card's sick in a format doesn't mean it's necessarily gonna be sick in not its format, right?
Yeah.
Which is a hard lesson to learn because like you sit there and you get nostalgia and you're like, oh, I loved this card. Like I loved it, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so you just do that kind of for fun. And then you get beat by some dude with fucking 9 removal spells because like obviously you're gonna get beat by 9 fucking removal spells,
right? Like just
Flyers.
like efficient stuff.
Yeah. But I think it was a lot of fun. Like I said, red white aggro. I had like 4 or 5 guild gates, like and splash green for Domri and incubation druid, and that was cool.
Ooh, that's
and I went 2-1.
2-1.
Lost to Andrew. Speaking of nostalgia. Roby, tell us about your F&M deck.
Yeah, I definitely just like completely tanked my entire draft with my first pick, which was basically Drowned Secrets and is a nostalgia pick for me. And I ended up going 1-3.
What does Drowned Secrets do?
It's a 2-mana enchantment that I play in Pioneer that whenever you cast a blue spell, target player mills 2 cards. So I had a mill deck with Dovin's Acuity. It was real cute. It didn't really work most of the time. It did once, and that's all I could.
Was it worth it for that one time?
Probably not, but.
Would you say it worked 60% of the time, all the time?
No, just all the time. Except
how many blue spells did you have in your deck?
Oh, you had a ton.
18.
18?
Yes.
Jeez. You're basically
many of them
blue.
had Jumpstart too.
Well, I'm
like
not
at least
really
4 of them
blue.
had Jumpstart.
Yeah, I had a bunch of Jumpstart too. Yeah, Jumpstart and Dovin's Acuity too was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like it could have worked. It was like being really, 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 really cute though.
How much mana would you need to keep a Dovin's Acuity going?
He had 3 lockets.
Yeah, I was running 3 lockets. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So. How many times do you think you cast Dovin's Acuity in this tournament?
Anywhere between 8 to 10. I casted a lot. I did cast it quite a bit.
It's good.
I would have thought 7.
In my last,
7
in
sounds
my
about
last
right.
game, I ended up getting the Drowned Secrets mill kill. So
nice.
Yeah.
Got him.
So did that make it all worth it?
No.
No.
But it was still good. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Like I knew is first picking Drowned Secrets. I'm like, I'm not gonna win, but it's gonna be fun though.
You're like, damn, this iceberg is
fun,
looking real good.
I do think I might have had more removal than you though.
Oh man,
I had a lot.
I had about 9 pieces of removal.
I had around
1,000.
I I had 10.
Got him. Got me.
Dweeb.
Jeez.
Go back to school, you nerd.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I did have a lot of stuff. And a lot of flashbacks.
Some had Jumpstart too.
Yeah.
So
That's like 2.
basically
How's that feel,
2.
Andrew?
It's like basically 2.
The
Oh,
removal
man.
was flowing at our table.
not to me.
Really? Yeah.
It was flowing
dude.
through him.
It was flowing.
Not in my color. Yeah.
Did you pass a black removal spell, like Surveil 2?
Yeah, but I took my first pick over it, right?
Yeah. Risk factor, yeah.
Yeah, I took risk factor over it. So
Yep.
don't regret it.
I wish we could have just drafted one of these.
No matter if I took the black removal spell or risk factor, if I mold the 5, I'm still losing. So, you know,
It might have been a close game.
you know,
It might have been close, but not really.
yeah. I mean, I would have had like 3/4 of your deck, so you would have just been scrambling too. So
Yep. So, Andrew, tell us, what do we need to do in Chaos Draft? So, Andrew, you get 5 minutes to spill your guts. How do you do it?
Oh my gosh.
How do you win at
how do you
Chaos Draft?
Mr. Bean a draft? How do you approach just, you have no idea what any of these cards do.
Yeah.
Hell, you can barely read.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I just memorized the pictures.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Good, clean living. That's how you win.
3 is
Yeah.
bigger than 2.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, can you count 1, 2, 3 drops? That's pretty good. Now, when you go into one of these things, just don't get hung up on the set mechanics of these things. There's a lot of synergies that you're going to see, but when you're drafting chaos, you just don't get enough of it. And we did a little modified chaos, I will say, because normally when people do chaos, they just get 3 packs of whatever. We actually did,
You could play into the set mechanics to a certain extent, right? In the way that we did it.
Well, the sets
In
were
the way
like
that we
built
did it.
kind of together.
Yeah. Sort of.
Like I had a little mini set mechanic in this with the gavel of Guild Pack. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, but it was a pretty easy one because I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to be like multiple colors. I'm going to get I'm going to get guild gates. So
Right.
I might as well just get this one card that's going to be like very good at my deck.
Yeah. I think the lesson is more like just don't rely on the payoffs.
Yeah. And just go back to your basics, like 1 drop for 1 drop, 2 drop, on your 2 drop is a 2/2. Is your 3 drop a 3/3? Is your 4 drop a 4/4? And you could probably just win on that alone. Just good stats. Good stats will probably beat out just like random, like I'm trying to cobble these 2 cards together because they both have this keyword that work really well together.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, but does it fail? Like, is it a 4/4? Or let's say it's 4 cost flyer that's a 2/3. That's probably not on par.
Right.
What set mechanics are good in every set, Andrew?
That are good in every set. I think some of the evergreen things like Scry, Surveil, Jumpstart was pretty good in this one in particular because it was like flashback, right? Like flashbacks. Like
It was important to my deck for sure.
Yeah, like flashbacks, like traditionally just like good.
Like efficiency. Like efficient type abilities or modal type cards are
I
just
do like
always
a modal
good.
type card.
Things that can do 2 things for 1 card are always good.
Is that a 2 for 1?
Yep.
No. That's
Yep.
just a choice.
Radical idea is a 2
It's
for
like
1.
it's like a Goosebumps, like it's a Goosebumps choose your own adventure. And those are good.
Those are good.
Yeah, because you get to pick, do you want to channel this turtle or do you want to just play it as a turtle?
Yeah.
That's good.
More decisions are always better.
Yeah.
That's like not completely true, right? Like there is a point where like too many decisions can just like not make your deck work.
Yeah, like if you have 4 3-drops in your opener and 3 mana, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like I had this really good, interesting one. It was Demir Spybug.
Yeah.
And the Spybug was incredible back in its like heyday.
What does it do?
It is a 1/1 flyer for blue and black. It's an insect creature with menace, so flying menace. So good.
Already good.
Yeah, good combo there. Like it's already evasion on top of evasion.
3 mana 1/1.
Hat on a hat. Very good. And then it would also, whenever you surveil, put a 1/1 counter on Demir Spybug.
Is that a 2 mana or 3 mana?
It is a 2 mana. It's 1 blue, 1 black.
So 2 mana 1/1 flyer already passes the like vanilla test.
It's
right?
a pretty good. Yeah.
Throw a menace on there and it definitely passes.
Yeah.
Were
Like-
you playing Demir Spybug?
2 mana 1/1
did
flyer
play.
menace.
Oh.
I actually did not play it in this.
I think it
probably
passes the
wouldn't
vanilla test.
It didn't pass.
I probably wouldn't have. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did play it though?
No.
Oh,
I
was gonna say
I didn't have enough scry. I didn't have enough surveil payoffs.
I would agree with that actually.
But like, isn't it fine? Like a 1/1 flyer with minutes for 2, isn't that fine?
Like
No.
a 1/1 flyer is just like there were 1/1 flyers with
For
life
one.
for 1.
Yeah.
And
That's
so this
true.
just isn't enough. Like it'd be like a
Like
1/2
the fact
flyer
that
would
it
be
has
pretty good.
minutes, you're getting way
I
like,
love
too hung
minutes.
up. Yeah,
I
like
love
minutes on a
minutes.
flyer
Yeah.
is the most pointless thing
No,
you
it's
could
not.
ever have. Yeah, it really
You have to have
is.
2 reachers? Get out of
to
here.
block their 1/1
Yeah.
line? Like
It's very hard.
it's fine.
Bro, this boy was playing +5/+0 equipment.
That is true. But like
It's like
keywords
the
are just good
second
with
best
that.
equipment carrier in his entire pool.
I still don't think it's good though.
Keen.
I could be speaking completely from nostalgia though, because that card was good then though.
Yeah,
It was
it
good
was.
then.
It
I
was
think-
really good.
I think there's a word for the mechanics, parasitic mechanics, right?
Sounds good.
Parasitic
sounds
right.
mechanics, the ones that just deal with one set. Like an example of this is like Energy and Kaladesh, right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't work with other cards because other cards don't care about energy, right?
Right. So yeah, it literally doesn't matter.
Like trying to play a poison deck.
It's like the opposite of Evergreen is like parasitic mechanics that only work with certain other cards.
Yeah.
Of that, right?
Or like toxic, like Andrew was saying, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it just doesn't matter. I mean, toxic is way better than infect.
It's definitely better than
Toxic
Infect,
is better.
yeah.
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 At least if you're gonna do it on the basis of like I'm playing in Chaos Draft,
Right.
And it's like because that normally they had
Still
like kind of
deals
parity
real
on that.
combat damage, right?
Yeah, it still does real damage.
I mean, infect kind of has a small role, I think. Like I know this is, but like infect blockers are sick.
Putting minus counters on things. Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
light Mamba.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy was good.
But yeah, in general, they're kind of not what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if it's like a 1/4 with infect, that'd be insane.
yeah. So don't get too caught up on like what the little synergies you remember, and
Yeah.
just try to go back to your bread and butter of just like get my removal, get my efficient creatures, and then if they have some good abilities stapled to them, that's just gravy.
Yeah, I think I like traditionally try to stick more to like the color pairs and what they do like historically. Like it's like almost always spells matter. So like I kind of like to like it's okay to me to draft like some is it payoffs because like blue red's always gonna have like some decent spells in it. Or like Boros is always aggro, so like it's okay for me to draft like cards that support that because I know that Boros was gonna have solid 2 drops.
Yeah.
Right? Like so that's kind of how I kind of play, or Demir's always gonna have like good removal.
I got heavily influenced by Dominaria United draft this week. I mean, it was just full on. I know that these 5-color decks can work when you have dual lands.
Yeah.
And I'm just,
This
this
had
is
a
going to
lot
happen.
of dual lands.
We had a lot of dual lands, and I said, well, I know this from my quick draft experience this week.
Yeah.
Taking the dualies.
Taking the dualies.
Yeah. My thing in these sets is like if it's a set I'm only ever gonna draft once. Like I promise you right now, this is the only time I will ever draft one pack of Ravnica. Like the first Ravnica, what's it called? Oh, Guilds
City
of
of Guilds.
Ravnica. Guilds of Ravnica and the Ravnica Allegiance War of the Spark. That's like the only time I'll ever do this.
Yeah.
I turn into a Johnny. I just want to do cute stuff.
Shouldn't it be fun?
Yeah, yeah. Like this is the only time I'll have the opportunity to play Devious Cover Up and like all these random. I guess my deck was kind of just low key a dominant Guilds of Ravnica deck, but
You basically clock out of the truck driver job.
Yep.
And then you turn into
Working
the
my
fun
9
aunt
to
that
5,
babysits,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
here's the fun aunt that babysits and has a hot tub in her
yeah,
backyard.
yeah, for sure.
What's the Johnny personality type?
The ones who just want to do cute shit.
Combo.
And like combo people.
Oh,
yeah.
Johnny Combo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like who don't really care if they win, just like as long as they do something degenerate.
What are the
right?
ones that want to win all the time?
Spikes? That's what you guys are.
Yeah.
I'm not really a spike. I just happen to win sometimes, so it kind of makes.
What if
me
I want to
a
play
little
like big
spike.
8/8s? What is that?
That's a Timmy.
That's a Timmy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
little
Timmy.
Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy.
Like a Myers-Briggs of Magic players here.
Yeah, I just want decks that are like Rube Goldberg machines.
Yeah, the most complicated thing.
Complicated, like too many interactions, like, and I'm an arena player, so I miss half of them. like,
how many loops can I do?
yeah. There were loops tonight, but they weren't good enough.
Yeah. It's always going to have a loop in there somewhere.
Did you ever think about self-milling yourself with that enchantment and just going for that way?
So,
I don't know if there's chaos for it.
Hardcore degenerate, I did take a creeping shell that I considered just jamming. Just to try and know off my one card. Because that's like basically the deck I play.
I low-key saw that
right?
creeping chill and I thought to myself, like, there's got to be somebody who's going to try this
I'm
craziness.
not. I've done it and I've won games, and specifically Guilds of Ravnica. I can never remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Forever ago. It was prior to COVID.
Dang, that was a pre-COVID set?
Yeah. But like there was a lot of the worst color pair in Guilds of Ravnica was green black, and there was some self mill in there, and
oh yeah,
that was a terrible color pair. But
Undergrowth or whatever.
But like,
but it had the putrefy though.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. I mean removal.
Oh yeah, like at the Pro Tour, like it ended up being like the highest win rate deck. It was actually bad though, but like.
It was free.
It was free, right? And sometimes free is better than not free, right?
Yeah.
Free is always better.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I got a hard-hitting question to ask you guys this week.
Lay it on me.
Who wants to go first? Who wants the spotlight?
All right. Me and Andrew need to roll dice for this.
Rock, paper, scissors, go.
Oh.
So
Okay.
he goes first.
He goes first.
He lost.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I
Why am I getting punished for going?
Oh, okay.
Wait, you should lay it on me.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you need to do to get better at Magic?
Like,
What do you need to work on?
at this point?
Like, yeah, today. What could you do this week that would make you a better player next Friday?
Probably slow down on my play actually, and just like not go on autopilot on some of these things. Sometimes I just remember the play patterns, and I forget about things. Like I got so caught up today. Today was a good example where I was playing you, and I had this looting card, and I knew in my head that I was like, okay, I'm gonna draw this card. It was a guy who adapted, and then it was a rare, so you adapt him, and then you get to loot. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna pitch this land. And I did that even before I saw the card that I picked up. And I picked up a Savage card. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to need the land to cast this card. And I just completely missed my land drop because I was so fixated on this play pattern that I had that I didn't take time. Yeah, that I didn't take time to realize what was right in front of me because I was already like planning my next moves like 2 or 3 ahead. And I was like, oh, I just forgot to just play a land this turn. And it actually screwed up my plan because I was like, in my head, I had already discarded that card.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just got to assess what's going on right now and forget about what all these like, okay, they do this, they do this, they do this. And I'm like 5 steps ahead when realistically I was like, oh, I forgot to do that one thing to like get me that to that point.
A hard reset, like a hard reset every once in a while.
Yeah, like especially when you have the play pattern, you know, sometimes you're thinking on your opponent's turn, right? And just try to keep the game going.
You have that line going, right? Like I think one thing that I do try to do is every time my opponents play like a card, I try to reassess my line. Like no matter what card they play, right? Like I try to recalc and reassess my line. And obviously I'm not perfect. Like I don't do it every time, but that's something I shoot for.
This is gonna get omega derailed by me. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. Okay, so like there are definitely things I could do to be better at Magic, right? Like one thing I could do, I could play 40 cards. I could try harder, like definitely like play more like openly, like kind of like not just force stuff all the time.
Sure.
So here's my question to your question. Why do I need to get better at Magic?
Because you're on a podcast trying to help people.
That is true. That is true, right? But like, there's a point where like I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at with like my thing. Like I think I'm just not hungry enough. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
Like I think that's one thing I could work on this week. Like I could consume more content. I could be hungrier. I could notate the cards that I pass better.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. If I want to put the energy into it, those are things that I could do this week to get better.
Yeah, there are definitely
right?
things I could put energy into. It's just like at the end of the day, too, this is just something I love, right? Like I just like this is a fun thing for me. Like I'm not always trying to win every single F&M, right?
And like you don't have to confuse, but like you're confusing. Like you don't like getting better doesn't mean winning F&M. Like it doesn't have to mean that.
It doesn't
to you,
have to, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Like
getting better could just be like having more fun.
Or
right?
getting better could be like making the actual correct pick for the deck you're forcing. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause like sometimes like you miss picks.
Or like,
right?
Like, cause I'll never play 40 cards, even though I know it would make me better.
Right.
Like,
sure.
Like there's like a point, right? Where like the payoff isn't worth the sacrifice to me.
Yeah. But like one thing you could do in my opinion, and like if I cross a line, like I'm fuck it. Sorry. Like we're boys, so you'll get over it. But like you could play faster, right? Like
yeah.
Like that would make
it's like hard though too, right? Like going to work and then
for sure.
Like as a truck driver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like
but like you like. And correct me if I'm wrong, because like we've literally never talked about this before, right? Like, but I think you like second guess yourself a lot when you're playing. Like, I think you come up with a plan, and then you overanalyze it almost sometimes. Yeah, I think that like
for sure
it kind of paralyzes you, and it'll make like those decision points take like a little bit longer. Like sometimes you just kind of have to like trust it, and like if it doesn't work, you can learn from it. It's okay. Yeah, like it's okay to mess up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like. That's something that I think that like, I mean, I know I'm like kind of like picking on you, right? Like I'm not trying to, but like, I think like correct me if I'm wrong, but like 90% of the time, like your knee jerk reaction is probably what you end up doing, like on blocks, on this, on that. Right. So let's hone that and let's trust that for a while until it lets us down or like, or maybe like just cut out the second guessing a little bit. Like it's okay to second guess yourself and you should reanalyze. Right. But like not to like, kind of like to where it's a weakness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely do have a computer in my head that goes real slow. It's on Vista.
Well, I think you always get the what ifs. So like you get too many of the what ifs.
Yeah, definitely.
And they creep in, right? Like it's kind of like you just like, cause you play so much.
That's part of it too. Like that's part of it too. Like,
and that's why you kind of downturn at the end of a format, right? Like, because you're just too in your head. Like sometimes you just gotta trust it.
Sometimes I need breaks in between, right?
Right. Yeah.
And like just to like flush it all out.
And I think that's one thing you could do better. You could just like not play Magic for 2 days. Like you know what I mean? Like
I've been on that this week. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like that definitely happens to me a lot. Like I get burnt out super hard. Like we've said this before. We're like, I'm really good once the format hits quick draft, and then after a while, I know too much. Yeah. like I need to like flush all the cards out of my brain and come back to it in like a week or so.
Yeah,
I get a lot better. Yeah, Mom was kind of like that too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
My worst thing is I don't value other people's opinions as much as I should on cards and takes and stuff. Like, I'm too like, I like trust myself too much almost, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, they're just wrong. Like I'm a boomer about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I know that like, that's to my detriment right now, honestly, like it's too much, but like, it's kind of fun to do it on the podcast, right? Yeah. Like to make content, but like, I need to get better at like being more open to like, alternate views.
Yeah. Like,
I felt this Lord of the Rings was a little especially more of that for you this time than some of the other sets where you're like, this card is just going to be good and I'm going to keep making this good.
I'm gonna play green blue elves.
Yeah, like I get like every once in a while I get like Roby stuck on something.
Yeah, like
right.
Captain
Like I
Ahab
just want to make it work.
Yeah, you gotta
like, I'm not gonna
Demure
put in
for
the
entire set.
But like I'm not gonna
with
put in the
lowest
50 drafts. Like I'm not gonna do that. Like Roby will. Like he'll actually see it through.
Countless F&M.
Hundreds of Demure forced quick drafts.
Right. Like I'm not gonna do that because like I'll just like be like, nah, I need to win. Like, you know what I mean? Like
it definitely like stuff turns into like an obsession for me. For sure. Like it's like an addictive personality. It's better that it's this than crack rocks, right?
It's the same thing.
basically. Both are as attractive to women, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and both are also worth nothing after you've open them.
Yeah.
All right, so last segment of the night, little Superfecta, our new weekly recurring segment. We're gonna do this every week. We're gonna draft a list of 4 cards. That's why it's Superfecta, and it's hopefully gonna be actionable because it's gonna give you like a viewpoint into how we feel about the set. Okay, so this week our Superfecta category is red and black commons from Lord of the Rings. And our goal is to make the list of the best 4 commons, and you guys are going to vote for them, hopefully.
Yeah, leave a comment.
And we'll post them on the Discord, and you can react to them. And then the winner is the winner, which is cool. It's cool to win. Forget what Roby says. It's cool to win.
It's definitely cool to win.
It's cool to win.
It's definitely
Ask
cool to
Hollywood Hulk Hogan, brother.
Brother.
It's cool to win.
Sometimes it's cool to lose.
Whatever you say, loser. So we're doing rack those commons on comments. I'm gonna start it off.
You're gonna start it off?
I got pack one, pick one.
Okay.
It was a tough one, but I'm gonna go with Dunlin Cremain.
Right at the Hornburg.
That was
easy.
That was my other choice. That was my other choice. It was a solid pick.
For the third pick in this draft, I will pick Claim the Precious.
Typical.
For my second pick 4,
Yep.
I will pick Smite the Deathless.
Oh gosh.
2 removal spells.
Coming hot off of the whole control train, drafting control cards. Here we go.
All right. Y'all gonna trip about this, but it's facts. Big facts. Mordor Muster.
Wrong.
Bullshit.
Wrong. I'm taking this shit home. Easy. Mordor Mustard. That's like bottom 4 of a pack.
Easy for you plat drafters to say.
Okay. Chill. Why are you bringing up old shit? All right. I am going with Improvised Club. And then just to say I got it in the 3rd round, because like you guys are supposed to be professionals. Just to say I got it in the 3rd round, I saved Tormented Golem for pick 3.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, I know you did.
Mordor Muster.
It could have been my pick 1. Rally and I think Rally and Dunlin are better.
I think Claim's better.
No, I disagree.
Claim's better. I
disagree.
I don't know if it's better than
Claim
Rally
is
though. I don't know if it's better than Rally. Rally might be better, and I think then we got a discussion.
Dunlin? Dunlin's not better than Rally?
Versus
All right, what's my 3rd? Urkai Berserker.
Ugh.
No, it's good.
Yeah, it is.
It's good.
It is
Spicy,
good. It's a solid
spicy
pick.
pick.
Solid pick for 3rd.
I'm gonna pick Quarrel's End.
It's good.
It's
I like
solid.
Quarrel's
Fine.
End.
It's
We
fine.
see cards like this all the time, but
It's
it was
fine.
especially good in here. And then, well, can I have both of them, or can I just have one?
No.
I'm picking the Cyclers.
Which one?
Isn't that 5?
You can only pick
that's
one.
4.
Oh, well,
Is it
the
4?
whole set, you know.
Oh,
both-
No, you
both
don't get to
of
pick
them.
No,
one.
you
gotta
get
have to
one.
pick a card.
Yeah, you gotta make a strong statement on which one.
Okay,
is
you know
Troll
what?
at
You get all the
Khazad-dûn.
fun. You get all the fun. No,
All
only,
right.
only.
Only.
Yep. You don't. Since you asked for
Wait,
both,
no,
you get the
no,
worst
I
one.
didn't know, like, oh my gosh.
You
no.
get the green
No, I
one,
need- no,
Tree
no,
Beard,
No, I need
bro.
Troll.
Can
need
I
Troll.
have all the spells that kill stuff?
Well, I thought it was like drafting the Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
I need
That's
the RZA, the Jizza, ODB.
I don't
Wu-Tang
actually. ODB is in Wu-Tang Clan? Well, ODB is not in Wu-Tang Clan, is he? I don't know. I'm not a boomer like you guys.
Oh man.
Like ODB's in Wu-Tang Clan? Is that actually a serious thing?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. He's cool though. I know his music. I know he was on welfare, right? Even though he's rich. Like I know about ODB, but I didn't know he was in Wu-Tang Clan. I've never actually listened to Wu-Tang
Why are
Clan.
we shading? Why are we throwing shade on celebrities
I
right
just
now?
don't know. I don't know.
What? Like, what did he do to you?
What was going on with
ODB
you and
rules.
ODB?
ODB's cool. I just didn't know he was in Wu-Tang Clan. Because
Like, you didn't know he was in Wu-Tang Clan, but you knew he was on welfare and he's cool?
Yeah, he was on welfare whenever he was rich. And he sounds like an insane person, which is cool, right? He sounds, yeah. That's enough about ODB.
Yeah. Switch subjects, please.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got for your last pick,
What do you
Roby?
got?
What do I have for my last pick? Let me see the list again. Sam's Desperate Rescue is my last pick because
Solid.
it's good.
Yeah, it's a
Because it
decent
attempts
one.
to-
Solid.
It's a decent one. Almost as good as Shalov's ambush.
Nah.
Shalov's ambush wheeled it. I knew I'd get there.
Does it tempt? I don't even remember what it does.
No, it makes a food token.
+1, +2, death touch,
Yeah.
and food token.
It's good. It's a 1 for 2.
1 mana trick. Insane.
It's a 2 for 1.
I think the Sam's
On
Desperate
yourself.
Ritual or Desperate
If I
Rescue.
don't win this first inaugural superfecta, it's rigged. It's rigged, and we're recounting the votes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now already, ahead of
We're going to
time.
have
You
an
just have a
insurrection.
recount.
Ahead of time,
I'm gonna need to
these
hand
guys
count
are plotting
votes.
against me, and it's rigged.
All right. All right.
It's a mail-in problem.
Yeah, no.
If Roby wins,
If
I don't know
I
how
catch
this is gonna
any
happen.
Discord boys voting twice,
So what's funny
you're out
is
of
you
the
guys say
Discord.
this, but like the stats.
You're gonna
are
throw
like,
some 17
like
lanes
because I'm a
around.
draft robot.
My
right?
stats are not as high as yours. I got Shalov's ambush, Tournament of
Well, he
Golem,
got
and
Rally.
Dunlin.
He got Rally.
Rally.
Rally just blows
Mordor
everything up.
Master is gonna blow your mind with the stats, Loki.
Bro, it's about the
Like,
package. It's about the
statistically-
full package.
Statistically,
Statistically,
I would know because I'm a draft robot.
Bro, call me Val Venus because I got the total package.
Do you know how many times I've just like literally checked the win rate on every one of my quick drafts? like of every card in every pack in a quick draft. I do that all the time.
You choose weird stats.
The opening hand win rate.
Yeah.
Best stat
At least
to
you
go
keep
off
it
of.
consistent. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you have a consistent system. that is-
Sometimes I look at improvement win run and then I ignore it because it's not as good because it doesn't fulfill my cognitive biases.
Oh my.
Yep. Facts.
All right. Well, we're gonna have these up on our Discord, I guess. Is that
No, just leave a comment too.
leave a
Or
comment?
we can have it up on the Discord.
Yeah, we'll have it
too.
on. We'll have it on both. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll put the pics on Discord and you can emote on them. But yeah, leave a comment
Yeah,
on
you
YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, or you could just DM us on VK.
Email us at cerulespackmail at
Facebook.
gmail.com.
Yep. Email us, yeah.
Tune in next week for a very
As soon as I
special
email, do you want Ryan's phone
Okay.
number too?
one Lorcana episode. Are we doing a Lorcana episode next week?
I don't know.
I vote
Yeah,
yes.
we'll try.
Well,
I got to talk
yeah.
about Steamboat Mickey.
If it comes out next week, it'd be fun to try it. Like,
Yeah, we should draft it with magic cards too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be tight.
it'd be cool. I can't wait
like
to
play a mixed game.
Yeah, that's
Oh, man.
maybe that's the way to spice up LOTR draft.
Ooh,
just throw in a Lorcana pack.
throw an Elsa.
We're gonna back in the draft.
Sounds
Yeah,
funner
sounds
than
sick.
just drafting Lord of the Rings.
Yes, amen.
Hey.
All right. We'll catch y'all boys on the flippity flop.
Bye.
See ya.